There's a deeper kind of sunlight resting longer on the floor. Not the shy and tender April, something warmer at the door. Coffee cools beside the window, steam no longer racing high, while the sky holds hints of summer in its widening blue sky. Cherry petals thin and scattered trace the memory of bloom. Green has grown a shade more certain in the red-walled room. A black cat watches drifting light slide slowly down the pane as the record starts its turning, soft and low again. Needle hums, the groove runs deep, brass awakens from its sleep, promises it plans to keep. When spring turns to gold, we sway, trumpets warm the fading May. Every note a gentle bridge from yesterday to brighter day. Let the bass line hold the ground, let the piano circle round in the space between the beats. A steadier hope is found. The snare brushes move like tall grass, learning how to bend, not break. Piano chords like open highways every dream can take. The bass walks slow but more assured, like footsteps grown in trust, carrying the scent of blossoms now returning back to dust. She lifts her cup, no longer fragile, no longer holding tight, understanding seasons change because the tilt is right. Earth leans quietly toward the sun, no drama in its art, yet from that patient cosmic angle comes the blooming heart. Crackle fades to amber tone, every chord feels fully grown, nothing here is overthrown. When spring turns to gold, we glide, summer waiting just outside. Every muted horn ascending with a fuller, warmer stride. Let the vinyl spin and shine, let the lengthened daylight line every corner of the room with something more divine. Photosynthesis in overdrive, leaves translating light to green. Longer days and tilted earth, simple physics unseen. Yet in that quiet revolution spinning through the sky, entire cities change their rhythm without asking why. So the music holds that motion, orbital and slow, turning axial inclination into trumpet glow. The cat stretches in approval, eyes half closed and wise. Even constellations sway when daylight multiplies. When spring turns to gold, we stay in the warmth a little longer each day. Every brushed and shining phrase carries winter far away. Let the rhythm gently climb, let the longer hours chime. In the hush between the notes, we feel the shape of time. Of the record slows, the light runs deep, evening hums in honeyed air. No rush, no edge, no fear to keep, just warmth settling there. And when tomorrow opens wide with brighter, bolder schemes, she'll remember how the turning earth was always turning dreams. There's a hush before the falling, like the breath before a tune. Cherry blossoms hold the sunlight in the middle of the noon. Coffee warms her steady fingers, beautiful April wind slips quietly through. Outside sidewalks turn to canvas, brushed with drifting shades of pink. Every petal writes a sentence, gone before you think. A black cat tracks the slow descent of blossoms through the air. As the record starts its gentle spin, something weightless there. Needles settle soft and true, static fades to something new. Then the horns come drifting through. Petals in swing, softly they fall. Trumpets rise like sunlight on the wall. Every note a tender call, saying winter wasn't all. Let the bassline move and glide, let the longer daylight ride. In the hush between the beats, feel the turning of the tide. Piano skipping light as blossoms across a silver afternoon. Snare brushes bloom like quiet rain in a gentle pastel tune. The bass walks slow beneath the branches, casting shadows thin and long, holding up the fragile color like the root beneath the song. She lifts her cup and watches petals circle in a lazy stream, thinking how the smallest motion can redirect a dream. The red wall glows behind her shoulders, sunlight leaning warm and wide, while outside the city loosens what it used to hold inside. Crackle bright as open sky, heated brass begins to fly, lifting thoughts that drift too shy. Petals in swing, bright and brief, music softens hidden grief. Every symbol, silver leaf, shimmers with a quiet relief. Let the vinyl turn and gleam, let the sunlight warm the steam. In the rhythm's gentle sway, she trusts the blooming scene. Trees don't bloom from sudden magic, but from patient winter scars, from sugar rising through the trunk drawn by lengthening stars, tilt of earth and angled light, astronomy at play. Yet from that subtle cosmic shift comes this drifting ballet. So the swing becomes translation of a planet tipped toward grace, turning orbital mechanics into warmth upon her face. The cat blinks slow at falling pink, as if to calmly say all things beautiful are moving, that is how they stay. Petals in swing, drifting slow, trumpets blush in golden glow. Every brushed and mellow flow helps the tender courage grow. Let the afternoon expand, let the musings understand. In the quiet spinning groove, she opens up her hand. Petals gather at the curb, light leans low and thin. The record hums its final curve as evening settles. always blossoming. There's a brighter shade of morning spilling softly through the pane. Young leaves flicker in the sunlight after weeks of patient rain. Coffee sends its gentle spiral through the tender warming air, while the city trades its gray coat for a lighter shade of care. Branches dressed in fragile emerald trace the shadows on the wall. Every but a quiet headline, winter didn't win at all. A black cat bathes in bands of sunlight stretching long across the floor. As the record starts its turning, spring is knocking at the door. Needle hums, then settles deep. Brass awakens from its sleep. Piano takes a silver leap. It's a green light serenade in the glow the season made, where the trumpet lifts the air like a promise unafraid. Let the bass line warm and slow, let the brighter hours grow. In the hush between the notes, feel the tender overflow. The snare brushes bloom like seedlings, breaking softly through the ground. Piano chords like open windows, letting living breezes sound. The bass walks easy down the measure, like a path through shaded parks, carrying the pulse of daylight into corners once so dark. She watches leaves in trembling motion, catching scattered golden beams, thinking how the smallest changes reshape entire dreams. The coffee leaves a fading circle on the wooden cafe table, a tiny orbit in a universe, tilting green and stable. Crackle bright as morning dew, every tone feels fresh and new. Skies are widening their blue. It's a green light serenade, where the old weight starts to fade. Every muted horn ascending like a tree in gentle shade. Let the vinyl spin and gleam, let the sunlight warm the steam. In the rhythm's quiet sway, she plants another dream. Chlorophyll in silent labor turns the light to living thread. Photons striking tender cells where winter once had spread. Science calls it transformation, carbon, water, sun aligned. Yet to her it feels like music growing through the mind. So the swing becomes the echo of a planet leaning bright, Earth a dancer in slow orbit, dressed in longer light. The cat blinks once at drifting leaves, as if it always knew that every shade of greener day begins with something new. It's a green light serenade in a red-walled arcade, where the trumpet sketches courage, softly unafraid. Let the cymbals shimmer wide, let the warmer breezes glide. In the quiet turning groove, feel the seasons shift inside. The record slows, the light grows tall. Evening brushes gold through green, but something fresh and luminous has taken root unseen. When tomorrow hums its ordinary tune, deadlines, clocks, and calls, she'll remember how the green light softly changed it all. Ooh, ooh. apartment shining silver gray, like it's holding on to light. April rain has washed the city through the middle of the night. Coffee steam meets open windows, cool and clean against her face, while a tender drifting sunlight fills the small and quiet space. Drops are clinging to the blossoms, crystal beads on fragile pink, every petal tipped with daylight on the quiet edge of spring. A black cat watches passing clouds break apart and drift away, as the record starts to whisper of a softer kind of day. Needle hums and settles low, static like a fading echo, then the mellow trumpets glow. After the rain we swing, hear the silver cymbals ring, like the sky just found its color and forgot its suffering. Let the bass line walk the street, let the piano skip and beat in the hush of wash clean air. Spring and rhythm gently meet. The snare brushes bloom like raindrops falling light on window panes. Piano notes like tiny sparrows shaking off the last remains. The bass moves warm beneath it all, a steady pulse of ground, like roots beneath the wet earth, holding firm without a sound. She traces patterns in the fog left upon her cooling cup, thinking how the heaviest clouds eventually give up. Outside, bicycles and ripples through the mirrored gleaming street, while laughter floats in fragments, soft and newly sweet. Crackle fading into clear, every tone a little nearer, brighter days already here. After the rain we swing, feel the gentle thaw it brings, every muted trumpet rising like a bird with folded wings. Let the vinyl turn and shine, let the sunlight realign in the quiet red-walled room. Hope steps back into the light. Clouds obey the laws of physics, cooling air and lifted streams. Pressure shifts and droplets gather from invisible regimes, yet from that ordinary cycle of condensation fall comes a kind of shining mercy spilled across the wall. So the music mirrors weather, minor chords that drift and pass, then a sudden lift of brass, like green returning to the grass. The cat stretches, satisfied, as if it understands. Storms are just the overture to gentler, brighter bands. After the rain we swing, hear the polished daylight sing, every brushed and golden note a small forgiving thing. Let the rhythm softly climb, let the longer daylight chime in the space between the beats. Spring resets heart slows, the street runs dry, reflections start to fade. But something fresh and luminous inside her heart is laid. And when the next gray cloud appears across the turning sky, she'll remember how the music let it pass on by. The afternoon is stretching longer, light is leaning soft and wide, shadows drift in tender ribbons by the windowsill inside. Coffee cools a little slower in the hush of lengthened days, while a mellow breeze of April threads the air with amber haze. There's laughter drifting from the sidewalk, bicycles in lazy lines, cherry blossoms in suspension like unwritten Valentine signs. A black cat blinks at golden dust, floating through the walling room as the record starts its gentle spin, a promise wrapped in bloom. Needle settles, brass takes flight, piano catches fading light, day loosens into night. It's a golden hour in bloom in a red and quiet room, where the trumpet paints the air with a soft and rosy tune. Let the rhythm sway and glide, let the longer daylight ride in the space between the chords. Winter's memory steps aside. The bass walks easy down the measure like footsteps after rain. Snare brushes bloom like lilacs along a silver lane. Piano keys like open windows, letting freshen breezes through. Every chord a small permission to begin again as new. She watches petals cross the skyline in a slow and drifting arc, thinking how the light stays longer even after nearly dark. The coffee leaves a gentle ring upon the wooden grain, a tiny earthly orbit in a season bored again. Crackle soft as twilight air, muted horns without a care, hope unfolding unaware. It's a golden hour in bloom, where the day makes gentle room for a softer kind of courage rising quietly from gloom. Let the cymbals shimmer thin, let the warmer world come in the hush of early spring. She feels the shift within, tilt of earth and length of light, astronomy at play. Just a fraction more of sunshine and the frost gives away. Cells awaken, sap is rising, birdsong maps the sky, all because our planet leans just slightly as we fly. So the music holds that leaning, that invisible embrace, turning cosmic choreography into swing and grace. The cat curls closer to the blow, as if it always knew that longer days mean wider dreams and skies a brighter glow. It's a golden hour in bloom, soft as perfume in the room, where the vital spins a story of a brighter afternoon. Let the trumpet gently climb, let the sunlight stretch its time in the quiet turning groove. Spring rewrites the ride. Light slips down the painted wall, evening hums an amber tone, but something warm has settled deep and made the room its own. When tomorrow comes with ordinary news, bills and clocks and the golden hour quietly changed it all. The afternoon is stretching longer. The afternoon, the afternoon is stretching longer. There's a silver kind of sunlight spilling softly on the floor. Winter's coat hangs by the doorway, she won't need it anymore. Coffee sends a quiet signal to the tender waking day, while a pale and restless April wind plays outside the cafe. The branches ride in moving lines across the blushing sky. Tiny buds like careful secrets they're not ready to deny. A black cat watches from the table, tail in slow and lazy rhyme, as the record starts its turn and spring arriving right on time. Needle settles in the groove, static sighs and starts to move. Then the horns begin to prove it's an April wind in swing time, soft but certain in its climb, brushing off the dust of old like sunlight wiping window grime. Let the trumpet lean and play, let the gray just drift away. In the warmth between the notes, the world grows lighter by the day. Piano steps like scattered petals across a shining avenue. Baseline strolling with intention toward a sky of clearer blue. Snare brushes whisper lightly like the turning of a page. Every chord a gentle promise of a brighter, looser age. She lifts her cup and tastes the moment, bittersweet and clean and bright, thinking maybe change is simple, just more day and less of night. Outside laughter floats in fragments, windows open one by one, as if the whole wide city is remembering the sun. Crackle fading into cheer, every tone a little clearer, future leaning just a bit nearer. It's an April wind in swing time, carrying a hopeful sign through the red-walled afternoon where shadow meets the shine. Let the cymbals shimmer thin, let the warmer air come in the quiet cup of coffee, something new begins within. Biology calls it stirring, sap that rises through the veins, light extending all the hours, softening the frozen plains. Nothing sudden, nothing frantic, just a tilt of earth and sun. Yet from that small celestial shift, a million blooms are spun. So the music bends like branches, learning how to hold the breeze, teaching hearts that stiffen slightly how to sway with gentle ease. The cat flicks one amused ear, as if to say it's clear, spring is just a rhythm we forgot we used to hear. It's an April wind in swing time, cool at first but turning fine, melting edges, loosening knots along the spine. Let the vinyl turn and glide, let the brighter hours abide in the hush between the beats. Hope walks in without a guide. The record slows, the light grows, gold petals drift beyond the pain, and somewhere in the moving air there's no more hint of rain. quiet tune and lets the evening spin, carrying that April wind beneath her skin. There's a softer light on the window now. Winter's edges thinned away. Golden dust in gentle motion, dancing where the shadows lay. Coffee steam like April breathing, warm against the tender air. Outside branches start their whisper, something fragile growing there. A black cat stretches in the sunlight, blossom petals on the breeze, landing lightly on the tabletop like quiet promises in threes. The city hums but not so heavy, footsteps feel a little slow, as if the streets themselves are listening for the first green note to grow. Needle falling clear and bright, brass begins to taste the light. Afternoon turns soft and white. It's a cherry blossom swing at 4, with the windows cracked just slightly more, where the rhythm taps upon the floor like springtime knocking at the door. Let the trumpet bloom and rise like pink unfolding in the skies. In this coffee-scented air, new beginnings softly improvise. Piano skipping light as sparrows on a freshly painted rail. Bassline walking through the sunlight, leaving warmth along its trail. Brushes bloom across the snare drum, petals soft and silver thin. Every chord a quiet courage, letting brighter days begin. She traces circles on her cup, watching futures in the foam, thinking maybe change is gentle, maybe hope can feel like home. The record spins a brighter story of open doors and thawing ground, of laughter drifting through the daylight with a newly fearless sound. Crackle turning into glow, all the small things start to show how the tender moments grow. It's a cherry blossom swing at 4, where the heart unlocks a hidden drawer, where yesterday won't press so sore, and something lighter takes the floor. Let the cymbals shimmer wide, let the winter step aside. In this red and golden room, she feels the turning of the tide. Somewhere trees are stitching color into branches once so bare. Science calls it slow return in sap and sun and patient care. Life is stubborn in its blooming, even after frost and gray. Tiny cells divide in silence till the world is pink one day. So she listens to the trumpet climb like ivy up the wall, learning how the smallest changes are the ones that change it all. The cat blinks at drifting petals as if it always knew that spring arrives in subtle swings before it floods the view. It's a cherry blossom swing at 4, with a brighter note than days before, where every brushed and mellow roar feels like what the heart is for. Let the vinyl spin and gleam, let the sunlight warm the steam. In the space between the beats, she plants a quiet dream. settle, settle, light runs thin. The record hums its final phrase, but something green has taken root inside her thoughtful gaze. And when tomorrow asks for courage in its ordinary way, she'll remember how the music turned an afternoon to May. There's a record turning slow as honey on a wooden wheel of yesterday. Sunlight leaning through the window like it's got something soft to say. Coffee breathing little clouds into the quiet amber air. A black cat curled beside the keyboard, guarding thoughts she doesn't share. Her elbow on the table edge, her chin resting in her hand. She watches dust like constellations only dreamers understand. Outside, the city's restless heartbeat ticks in hurried monochrome. But in this red and golden silence, she has found a smaller home. Needle falling soft and low, static like a distant snow. Then the brass begins to glow. It's a velvet afternoon on red, where the trumpet sighs what words never said, where time forgets to run ahead and lingers in the steam instead. Let the rhythm pour and bend, let the tired edges gently mend. In this quiet corner where the day and dream are both her friends. Piano stepping light as raindrops on a cobblestone refrain. Bassline walking slow and steady like a thought without a name. Brushes whisper on the snare, soft as secrets in the hall. Every note a careful answer to a question far too small. She traces circles on her cup, watching futures in the foam. Imagining a distant harbor somewhere far but close to home. The record spins a second story of smoky rooms and midnight trains of lovers laughing in the half-light while a saxophone complains. Needle dancing in its groove, every crackle starts to soothe. Let the afternoon improve. It's a velvet afternoon on red, where the past and present softly wed, where the quiet things inside her head find a place to rest instead. Let the cymbals shimmer thin, let the warm September in this pocket made of sound, she lets the wider world grow dim. Maybe somewhere in the 1940s, a cafe hummed the very same, with ration books and distant thunder and hope that would not tame. Music bending around the worry, turning fear to something slow. Proof that even in uncertain times a gentle swing can glow. So here she sits in borrowed echoes, coffee dark and sky aflame, learning how the smallest ritual can steady any frame. The cat blinks once in agreement, as if to say it's true. A quiet room, a spinning record is sometimes all we need to renew. It's a velvet afternoon on red, where the restless mind is gently led, where every muted trumpet thread sows courage where the day has bled. Let the vinyl turn and turn, let the golden minutes burn. In the hush between the notes, there's always something new to learn. Steam fades into crimson light, the record slows its steady spin. But somewhere in the softened air, the melody still lingers in. And when the world resumes its race and noise begins again, she'll carry that red quiet place beneath her skin. sunlight, resting longer on the floor. Not the shy and tender April, something warmer at the door. Coffee cools beside the window, steam no longer racing high, while the sky holds hints of summer in its widening blue sky. Cherry petals thin and scattered trace the memory of bloom. Green has grown a shade more certain in the red-walled room. A black cat watches drifting light slide slowly down the pane as the record starts its turning, soft and low again. Needle hums, the groove runs deep, brass awakens from its sleep, promises it plans to keep. When spring turns to gold, we sway, trumpets warm the fading May. Every note a gentle bridge from yesterday to brighter day. Let the bass line hold the ground, let the piano circle round in the space between the beats. A steadier hope is found. The snare brushes move like tall grass, learning how to bend, not break. Piano chords like open highways every dream can take. The bass walks slow but more assured, like footsteps grown in trust, carrying the scent of blossoms now returning back to dust. She lifts her cup, no longer fragile, no longer holding tight, understanding seasons change because the tilt is right. Earth leans quietly toward the sun, no drama in its art, yet from that patient cosmic angle comes the blooming heart. Crackle fades to amber tone, every chord feels fully grown, nothing here is overthrown. When spring turns to gold, we glide, summer waiting just outside. Every muted horn ascending with a fuller, warmer stride. Let the vinyl spin and shine, let the lengthened daylight line every corner of the room with something more divine. Photosynthesis in overdrive, leaves translating light to green. Longer days and tilted earth, simple physics unseen. Yet in that quiet revolution spinning through the sky, entire cities change their rhythm without asking why. So the music holds that motion, orbital and slow, turning axial inclination into trumpet glow. The cat stretches in approval, eyes half closed and wise. Even constellations sway when daylight multiplies. When spring turns to gold, we stay in the warmth a little longer each day. Every brushed and shining phrase carries winter far away. Let the rhythm gently climb, let the longer hours chime. In the hush between the notes, we feel the shape of time. Of the record slows, the light runs deep, evening hums in honeyed air. No rush, no edge, no fear to keep, just warmth settling there. And when tomorrow opens wide with brighter, bolder schemes, she'll remember how the turning earth was always turning dreams. There's a hush before the falling, like the breath before a tune. Cherry blossoms hold the sunlight in the middle of the noon. Coffee warms her steady fingers, pale and playful April wind slips quietly through. Outside sidewalks turn to canvas, brushed with drifting shades of pink. Every petal writes a sentence, gone before you think. A black cat tracks the slow descent of blossoms through the air. As the record starts its gentle spin, something weightless there. Needles settle soft and true, static fades to something new. Then the horns come drifting through. Petals in swing, softly they fall. Trumpets rise like sunlight on the wall. Every note a tender call, saying winter wasn't all. Let the bassline move and glide, let the longer daylight ride. In the hush between the beats, feel the turning of the tide. Piano skipping light as blossoms across a silver afternoon. Snare brushes bloom like quiet rain in a gentle pastel tune. The bass walks slow beneath the branches, casting shadows thin and long, holding up the fragile color like the root beneath the song. She lifts her cup and watches petals circle in a lazy stream, thinking how the smallest motion can redirect a dream. The red wall glows behind her shoulders, sunlight leaning warm and wide, while outside the city loosens what it used to hold inside. Crackle bright as open sky, heated brass begins to fly, lifting thoughts that drift too shy. Petals in swing, bright and brief, music softens hidden grief. Every symbol, silver leaf, shimmers with a quiet relief. Let the vinyl turn and gleam, let the sunlight warm the steam. In the rhythm's gentle sway, she trusts the blooming scene. Trees don't bloom from sudden magic, but from patient winter scars, from sugar rising through the trunk drawn by lengthening stars. Tilt of earth and angled light, astronomy at play. Yet from that subtle cosmic shift comes this drifting ballet. So the swing becomes translation of a planet tipped toward grace, turning orbital mechanics into warmth upon her face. The cat blinks slow at falling pink, as if to calmly say all things beautiful are moving, that is how they stay. Petals in swing, drifting slow, trumpets blush in golden glow. Every brushed and mellow flow helps the tender courage grow. Let the afternoon expand, let the musings understand. In the quiet spinning groove, she opens up her hand. Petals gather at the curb, light leans low and thin. The record hums its final curve as evening is always blossoming. There's a brighter shade of morning spilling softly through the pane. Young leaves flicker in the sunlight after weeks of patient rain. Coffee sends its gentle spiral through the tender warming air, while the city trades its gray coat for a lighter shade of care. Branches dressed in fragile emerald trace their shadows on the wall, every but a quiet headline. Winter didn't win at all. A black cat bathes in bands of sunlight stretching long across the floor. As the record starts its turning, spring is knocking at the door. Needle hums, then settles deep. Brass awakens from its sleep. Piano takes a silver leap. It's a green light serenade in the glow the season made, where the trumpet lifts the air like a promise unafraid. Let the bass line warm and slow, let the brighter hours grow. In the hush between the notes, feel the tender overflow. The snare brushes bloom like seedlings, breaking softly through the ground. Piano chords like open windows, letting living breezes sound. The bass walks easy down the measure, like a path through shaded parks, carrying the pulse of daylight into corners once so dark. She watches leaves in trembling motion, catching scattered golden beams, thinking how the smallest changes reshape entire dreams. The coffee leaves a fading circle on the wooden cafe table, a tiny orbit in a universe, tilting green and stable. Crackle bright as morning dew, every tone feels fresh and new. Skies are widening their blue. It's a green light serenade, where the old weight starts to fade. Every muted horn ascending like a tree in gentle shade. Let the vinyl spin and gleam, let the sunlight warm the steam. In the rhythm's quiet sway, she plants another dream. Chlorophyll in silent labor turns the light to living thread. Photons striking tender cells where winter once had spread. Science calls it transformation, carbon, water, sun aligned. Yet to her it feels like music growing through the mind. So the swing becomes the echo of a planet leaning bright. Earth a dancer in slow orbit, dressed in longer light. The cat blinks once at drifting leaves, as if it always knew that every shade of greener day begins with something new. It's a green light serenade in a red-walled arcade, where the trumpet sketches courage, softly unafraid. Let the cymbals shimmer wide, let the warmer breezes glide. In the quiet turning groove, feel the season shift inside. The record slows, the light grows tall. Evening brushes gold through green, but something fresh and luminous has taken root unseen. When tomorrow hums its ordinary tune, deadlines, clocks, and calls, she'll remember how the green light softly changed it all. pavement shining silver gray, like it's holding on to light. April rain has washed the city through the middle of the night. Coffee steam meets open windows, cool and clean against her face, while a tender drifting sunlight fills the small and quiet space. Drops are clinging to the blossoms, crystal beads on fragile pink. Every petal tipped with daylight on the quiet edge of spring. A black cat watches passing clouds break apart and drift away as the record starts to whisper of a softer kind of day. Needle hums and settles low, static like a fading echo, then the mellow trumpets glow. After the rain we swing, hear the silver cymbals ring, like the sky just found its color and forgot its suffering. Let the bass line walk the street, let the piano skip and beat in the hush of wash clean air. Spring and rhythm gently meet. The snare brushes bloom like raindrops falling light on window panes. Piano notes like tiny sparrows shaking off the last remains. The bass moves warm beneath it all, a steady pulse of ground, like roots beneath the wet earth, holding firm without a sound. She traces patterns in the fog left upon her cooling cup, thinking how the heaviest clouds eventually give up. Outside, bicycles send ripples through the mirror gleaming street, while laughter floats in fragments, soft and newly sweet. Crackle fading into clear, every tone a little nearer, brighter days already here. After the rain we swing, feel the gentle thaw it brings, every muted trumpet rising like a bird with folded wings. Let the vinyl turn and shine, let the sunlight realign in the quiet red-walled room. Hope steps back into the light. Clouds obey the laws of physics, cooling air and lifted streams. Pressure shifts and droplets gather from invisible regimes, yet from that ordinary cycle of condensation fall comes a kind of shining mercy spilled across the wall. So the music mirrors weather, minor chords that drift and pass, then a sudden lift of brass, like green returning to the grass. The cat stretches, satisfied, as if it understands. Storms are just the overture to gentler, brighter bands. After the rain we swing, hear the polished daylight sing, every brushed and golden note a small forgiving thing. Let the rhythm softly climb, let the longer daylight chime in the space between the heart slows, the street runs dry, reflections start to fade. But something fresh and luminous inside her heart is laid. And when the next gray cloud appears across the turning sky, she'll remember how the music let it pass.